Hello, my voice is clear to you all? Okay, so let me present my screen to you all. My screen is visible, everyone? Hello, my screen is visible to you all? Please reply. Okay. Okay, so first of all, tell me how's your exam? How's your exam? Okay, so see, in this second internal, the topic that is okay, Janil. Thanks for reply. So I will explain you Algama crypto system. But see, before I explain you Algama crypto system, some of the concepts like group, subgroup, then generator, these mathematical concepts are required. Then you can understand the concept of Algama crypto system. So today I will explain you group, subgroup, generator, that all concept means primitive roots. Okay, so that are all concept that I will explain you, and then next lecture onwards, I'll start with the topic that is Algama crypto system with the example that I will explain you. Okay, so start with the group concept. Now, see, in an algebraic structure, this gene it's any group, like you can say that it's you can say whether it's a z or n. All of you know that what is n, what is z. Okay, and here the star means it's a symbolic only. It's here. See, right now I am telling in that way, saying in that way a into b. But see, here consider that it is not always a multiplication. Here it may be a what you can say that plus any symbol you can use. Okay, so algebraic system, it's a symbolic only. It's not always a multiplication. It's called a group. If it satisfies the following property, then you can say that it's a group. So the first property of group, that is closure. So here you can say that if for every A B belongs to group, means whatever the group is given here. Okay, so for every A B belongs to G, if A into B, if we are performing any operation, whether it's a plus multiplication, if you are performing any operation, then it also belongs to this group. Okay, so that is the first property, that is a closure property. What is associative property? So for every A, B, C belongs to Z, you can say that belongs to group A into B into C, that is equals to A into in bracket B into C. These are associativity property. Okay, so then you can say that whatever the operation is there, it satisfies the associativity. And the third property, that is identity. So here I can say that for every A belongs to Z, there exists a E belongs to G such that you can say that A into E, that is equals to A equals to E into A. So all of you know that for multiplication, the identity element is what? 1. And if this operation is a plus sign, if it's an addition, then you can say that the identity is what? 0. For addition, its identity is 0. For multiplication, the identity is what? 1. Okay, now the fourth one, for every inverse, that is the property that is inverse, for every A belongs to G, there exists a B belongs to G such that A into B, that is equals to B into A equals to E. If this operator is a multiplicative, then you can say that here the identity is what? 1. Okay, then the identity is what? 1. So here see, now I will give you one example, and based on that we'll solve, check whether the given group, given particular see, here the question like this is given in exam. Suppose see, all of you know that z is what? Z is a set of integer. Okay, and all of you know that this is z. right? It includes the negative, positive, and then including zero. Okay, now this type of question can be asked in exam. Now the question is Z, comma, the operation is what, plus is a group. So Z means this, it's a set of integer. Now, what is the first property, everyone? So the first property is if for every a b belongs to G, okay, if I am performing this operation, so see here which operator is used, here plus operator is used. So if you are performing a plus b, then it also belongs to that group. Okay, so then you can say that this property, closure property, is satisfied. So now see here. So here I can say that if you add here in this particular Z set, if you add any two element, if you add any two element in Z, the answer is also in Z, right? So this property says that if you are performing any operation between any element in the group, then it also belongs to G, right? So now here any two element, let's say 1 plus 1 and 2, 1 plus 2, so what I am getting 3, so that also belongs to Z, right? So that means you can say that the first property is satisfied. Similarly, the plus is associative. So that is, you can say that if we are performing bracket a plus b plus c equal, then see these both are a plus in bracket b plus c, both are equivalent. Okay, now what is the third property? So the third property, that is what is the identity element? As all of you know that for addition, the identity element is 0. Okay, so when you can say that here if the operation is plus, so when I'm performing a plus 0, then I'm getting a, right? So here I can say that, see, this Z, this 0 belongs to Z, it's the identity of addition, right? So here I can say that for every, see here, for every a belongs to G, what I am getting, 0 belongs to G, that I am getting, such that a plus 0, that is equals to 0 plus a. Okay, so this property says that. Okay, and what about the fourth one? So now see, here I can say that when you can say, so for every a belongs to G, there exists a b belongs to G, such that when I am getting here 0, so suppose let's say if a is 1, then which element I am getting? I am getting minus 1, such that I am getting the answer 0. Right? So here I can say in this way. So let's say I can say that when I can say a plus b equals to 0, so if the value of b is minus 1, then I am getting 0. So for every a belongs to Z, there exists a b belongs to Z, such that a plus b equals to 0. Right? So here I can say that, let's say a I am taking 1, so that means I am getting minus 1, such that I am getting 0. Right? So minus 1, that belongs to Z. And that's why I can say that these all four properties are satisfied. These all four properties are satisfied, and that's why I can say that it's a group. Okay, so is it clear to you all? Hello, is it clear to you all about the group? Hasti, fourth one. Can you unmute yourself, Hasti? Okay. See, Hasti, what is the fourth property? See, fourth property, what the fourth property? For every A belongs to Z, there exists a B belongs to G. You are getting some element B belongs to G such that A into B equals to B into A equals to E. So here, see, here right now, which operator is used? Hasti, please unmute yourself. Ali, hello. See, right now the operator is addition. In our example, which operator is used as the addition, right? So what you have to check here, for every A belongs to G. So now see here, what I'm checking in that way. So let's say I'm taking A as a 1. Okay, so which element B I am getting such that I am getting the identity 0, Hasti? So for 1, I am getting minus 1, and this minus 1 is also belongs to Z. You have to check that you are taking 1 from this Z set. So also, so when I am getting the another element from this Z set is minus 1, such that I am getting 0. So now read the property. So for every A belongs to particular group, right now our group is Z. So I am taking one. So which element I am taking? So I am taking there exists a minus one that is also belongs to Z such that what I am getting, let's say A is 1. So 1 minus 1 that is equals to 0 because for addition the identity is 0. Now clear, Hasti? Anyone have a doubt in this group? Please reply. Hello? Is there any doubt, everyone? Okay. Now see the chat window, everyone, and you have to reply. Let's say this is my question. Okay, one by one you have to see. My question is, if the group is N, okay, so N plus is a group. Now, can anyone tell me what is the N set? How can you represent the N set? Please write down in the chat window, everyone. Please quickly write down, everyone. It's a set of integers. So, Priyank, which integers it include? Please write down. Positive. All positive integers, right? Okay, all positive integers. So, is it include 0, Priyank? Dhruval, Priyank is correct or not? See, please communicate with me, everyone. Yes. So, Priyank, your answer is Priyank. Priyank, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just wait. Hello. લેક્ચર છે પછી કરું વાત ચાલે છે ઓકે hello Priyank, is it
Yes,
include
ma'am.
0?
No, ma'am.
No, right? So that means you can say that what is your n set? N equals to what? You can say that 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. Okay, so this n. Now, what is the first property, everyone? The first property is closure. So, is it satisfied? Please quickly tell me, everyone. The closure is satisfied because here the operator is what? Which operator I am using? Closer holds. Why? Because the operation is what? Plus. What is the meaning of it? If you are performing the sum of any two, so if I am performing one, A is 1 and B is 2. So if I am performing 1 plus 2, so what I am getting 3, it belongs to that group. Yes or no, everyone? So that means the closure property is satisfied, right? Now, what about the next property? The next property is associativity. The associativity is also hold. Okay. Now check for third property, everyone, and please reply. Check for third property and reply. What is the identity of addition, everyone? What's the identity of, okay, 0, good. So now third property is satisfied, everyone? No. Yes, correct. Prince, your answer is correct, everyone. Yes, so it is not included, right? So now can you tell me, is it a group now? So N plus is a group. Please see the chat window, everyone. So now N plus is not a group. Correct, everyone? Okay. So now my next question. Okay, this type of question can be asked in exam. Now tell me next, everyone. Now this is my question. Is R star is a group? Okay. Now first of all, write down what is R, everyone. What is R? Please write down in chat window. Please communicate with me, everyone. Real numbers, right? Set of all real numbers. Okay. So now tell me what is the first property of group? Closure. Is it satisfied? Is it satisfied? I want the answer from everyone. Yes. So all of you are correct. The first property is satisfied, right? Now what about the second property? Associativity, right? So associativity is satisfied. Please reply. Okay. Now the third property, that is identity. So is it satisfied? I'm writing in the chat window. This property is satisfied. Yes or no? Birva, what do you say? Identity. This property is satisfied. Okay. So that means, see, all three property, closure, associativity, and identity. These all properties are satisfied. Now tell me about the last property. Now that is inverse. So now everyone think and tell me this inverse property is satisfied or not. Okay, Kevin, can you unmute yourself? See, I'm not pointing to particular person. See, just communicate with me, everyone. It's for you. Okay. Okay. Kevin, you're saying that X belongs to R and 1 by X also belongs to R. Okay. Now, Kevin, let's say take 0. Yes, Vidur. Exactly, I am saying in that way. Kevin, can you unmute yourself? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, got it.
Okay. So 0 belongs to R, Kevin, right? But 1 by
Yes.
0 belongs to R?
No, ma'am, it's infinite.
Yes. So that's why you can say that the fourth property, that is inverse, is not satisfied. Now,
Okay.
is it clear, everyone? Yes or no? Okay. So now see here the example. See here, the all of you that you approve, that is n plus is not a group, right? Similarly, the star, it is not a group. See, I have taken the 2, but you can say that 0 belongs to Z, but inverse 1 by 0 is not belongs to 1 by 0. That see, directly I told you about R, but see, in the when you consider Z, in that case also you can say that the 0 belongs to Z, but the inverse of 1 by 0 is not belongs to Z, right? So that's why you can say that, see, this Z plus is possible, but Z star is not possible. Similarly, here you can say that n plus is not a group. Okay. Now R star, so that I told you that that is the first property. For every AB belongs to R, the operation is multiplication. So A into B belongs to R. The second property, that is associative. So here you can say that for every A, B, C belongs to R, A into B into C, that is equals to A into B into C, right? And what is the identity element? So identity element is 1. All of you know that. So this property is satisfied. But see, here I have written the 0 inverse, then 1 by 0 is not defined. So that's why you can say that the R star is not a group. Similarly, the R plus is a group and Z plus is also a group. Okay. So this is the concept regarding the group. Okay. So I think all are clear for this group. Now the another group, that is abelian group. So in this abelian group, so in addition to this four property, the algebraic structure, if it satisfies the commutative property, then that group is known as a abelian group. So sorry, just wait. So in group, it includes closure, associativity, identity, and inverse. These four properties are there, right? But in abelian group, you can say that if it satisfies the commutative property, then that group is along with this fourth property. If the fifth property, that is commutative property, is satisfied, then you can say that that group is known as an abelian group. So what is the fifth property? So if for every AB belongs to G, A into B, that is equals to B into A, then this particular, whatever the operator is using, right, it is commutative. So here you can say that this Z plus is a abelian group, R plus is also abelian group, right? Now, now see, in group you can say that which type of infinite group and finite group, right? These are the two types of group. So here you can say that all of you know that this Z plus and R plus, so that is an infinite group because the number of elements in a Z and R are infinite. But see, the finite group like means all of you know that what is Z5, what is Zn star, all of you know the concept. So these are known as the what? So here plus 5 means the meaning is addition modulo 5. Here you can say that multiplicative modulo 5. Okay, so plus 5 means addition modulo 5. So these are what? These are finite group. Okay, because it includes what? It includes Z5 means what is the meaning of Z5, everyone? What is the meaning of Z5? Z5 means please write down the difference between Z5 and Z5 star, everyone. What is Z5? Plus write down, everyone. How many elements it includes? Okay. And what about Z5 star? What about Z5 star, everyone? Yes, Junal. So it includes 1, 2, 3, and okay. So and see, listen, this finite group is very important for cryptography. Okay, so normally, later you can understand. See, right now I will explain you for this addition also. But normally, in cryptography, this multiplicative operation is used. Okay, so this finite group is very important for cryptography. So here Z5 plus 5 means here you can say that it's an addition modulo 5. Now suppose I want to check whether this Z5 comma plus 5, okay, this addition modulo 5 is a group or not. Okay, so if you want to check in that way, so all of you know that the four properties that you have to check. First, that is a closure. So that means what you have to perform. So that means, so for every AB belongs to Z5, what is the closure property? For any two element, if we are performing the addition modulo 5, so what is the meaning of this A plus 5B? The meaning is A plus B modulo 5. So let's say I am taking any two element. So 0 plus 1. So 0 plus 1, what you get? 1. 1 modulo 5. That means what you get? 1. So that 1 belongs to Z5. Yes. Similarly, let's say any two, 1 plus 2, 1 and 2 that I am taking. So 1 plus 2, 3, 3 module by 5, that means I am getting 3. And that 3 also belongs to Z5. So that means I can say that the closure property is satisfied. What about the second property? The second property, that is associative. So similar way, the associative property is also satisfied. What about the third property? The third property, that is identity. And all of you know that for addition, the identity is 0, right? So here I can say that, this 0 that belongs to Z5. So what I'm getting here? So when I'm performing A plus 0 mod 5, then what I'm getting? So here 0 plus 5 mod 5, that means I'm getting 0. 1 plus 0 mod 5, then what I'm getting? 1. Right, so this property is satisfied, everyone. Now, similarly, the fourth property, that is, for every A belongs to Z5, there exists a B belongs to Z5, such that what I am getting 0, right? All of you know that this property. So, what is the property? Third one. So, if it's addition, if it's the operator is addition, then 0, identity element is 0. If it is a multiplicative, then the identity element is 1, right? So, here I can say that for every A belongs to Z5, there exists a B belongs to Z5. Suppose let's say A I am taking 2. Okay. So which element I am getting such that I am getting 0 value? So if I am taking A as a 2 belongs to Z5, means I am taking 2 that belongs to Z5, and for that there exists a B. B means I am taking 3, let's say. So what I am getting? So 2 plus 3, 5. 5 multiplied by 5, then it is 0. So for element A equals to 2, I am getting some element B equals to 3 such that I am getting 0. Right? This is a what? Inverse property. Similarly, if I am taking A equals to 1, for that I am getting there exists a B, means I am getting 4 such that 1 plus 4 more 5, that is equals to 0. Right? Is it clear to you all up to this? Hello? Is it clear? Please reply. Is there any doubt? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me, everyone? Okay. Now see this property that also you can check by using this. From this table you can also say that it is a group. Right now, how can you check that? Okay, so let's see what you have to do here. So first of all, in column you have to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also you have to write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now how to write this table, everyone? So first of all, this is a plus 5. So what you have to do? 0 plus, see here it is 0 and 0. So 0 plus 0 more 5, what you get? 0. 0 plus 1 more 5, what you get? 1. 0 plus 2 more 5, what you get? 2. Similarly, here 1 plus 0 more 5, what you get? 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 2 more 5, what you get? 2. So in this way, you have to draw the table. Okay. Now from this table, if you want to check all this property, how can you check? So now see, the first property is closure. So what this property says that if you are taking any two element and if you are performing the modulo by 5, then it must belongs to Z5. So here's check here. So if I am taking any, let's say 0 and 2, this two element I am taking. So if I am performing 0 plus 2, so that is 2, 2 more 5, what I get 2, and this 2 belongs to what my set, that is what this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly means any two element you are taking from this table, and if you are performing the modulo of 5, so whatever the value you are getting, that belongs to this Z5 set. So that means you can say that the closure property is satisfied. Similarly, the associative property is also satisfied. Now check for a third property from this table. So what is the third property? So here I can say that, see, for every A belongs to Z5, there see 0 belongs to Z5, you are getting such that you are getting the same property. So that means, see, here I can say in this way. Suppose let's say if I am taking 0, okay. So 0, and if I am performing 0 with 0, so what I am getting? So 0 plus 0 more 5, what I am getting? 0 means the same A, see this property, same A you are, whatever the A that you have taken, that you are getting. Similarly, let's say A I am getting 1. So if I am performing 1 plus 0 more 5, then what I am getting? 1. 1 means same A you are getting. Similarly, 2 plus 0 more 5, then what you are getting? 2. So that means from this table you can say that the identity property that you are getting. Up to this clear, everyone? From this table you can also say that what is group. Just you have to draw the table, and from that you have to tell whether it's a group or not. Is it clear? Okay. Now see the fourth fourth property, everyone. So here you can say that, let's say A belongs to Z5 means, let's say consider this A equals to 2. Okay. So now for A equals to 2, which element I am taking, element I am taking such that I am getting 0 answer? Because all of you know this property, that is, for every A belongs to G, there exists a B belongs to G such that A plus B equals to B plus A. If my operator is plus, then I am getting the identity 0. Okay, so here I can say that, see the table, for A equals to 2, I am getting B equals to 3 such that I am getting here 0. Similarly, for A equals to 1, I am getting B equals to 4 such that here I am getting 0. Similarly, for A equals to 4, and B equals to 1 value, I am getting 0 here. Now see the another one. A equals to 3, B equals to 2, such that I am getting 0 here. So now from this table, I can say that all these properties are satisfied. And that's why you can say that this Z5 plus 5, that is a group. So clear everyone up to this? Right? Now, all of you, please draw the table. I will give you a time. So this is Z5 star. Okay. So it includes which element? 1, 2, 3, 4. All of you know that. Now, all of you, please check for this property. Is it a group or not? And please reply. I will give you 5 minutes. Quickly do it. Quickly do it and reply me, everyone. Please reply in the chat window. See here, this star 5 means multiplication modulo 5 that you have to take, right? Multiplication modulo 5 that you have to take. Okay, so up to 4 that you have to take, everyone. So now see here, what I have done here. Here I am writing 1 to 4. Here 1 to 4. Now what you have to do? 1 multiply by 1 mod 5. So what you get? 1. Similarly, see here I can say that 2 multiply by 3 mod 5. So 6 modulo by 5, that is 1. So in this way you have to draw the table. Okay. So now when you observe this table, so at that time what you get? So the first property, that is when you perform any two, let's say I can say that 2 multiply by 1, that is 2. 2 mod 5, that means what you get? 2. Similarly, so that belongs to what? This belongs to this particular set. So that means you can say that the closure property is satisfied. Now what about the second property? So the second property, that is associative property. So the associative property is also satisfied. Now what about the third property? That is, all of you know that identity. So here the 1 is the identity, and all of you know that when you are multiplying with 1 itself, 1 multiply by 1 mod 5, then you get 1. 2 multiply with 1 mod 5, then you get 2. So here the identity is 1. So you are getting the same answer. So 1 belongs to this set. So that means the the third property is satisfied. And what about the fourth one? That is inverse. So now see here you can say that for 1, for let's say the a value that I am taking 1. So for which element of b I am getting 1? So here I can say that a is 1 and b is 1. So b1 I am getting, such that I am getting the answer 1. Similarly, for 2, what is the 2 inverse? The inverse of 2, that is 3, I am getting, such that I am getting the answer 1. So 2 inverse, that is 3. Similarly, the 3 inverse, that is 2. So for a equals to 3, which element, the inverse, that what I am getting, so for 3 inverse I am getting 2, such that I am getting the answer what? 1. Similarly for 4, what I am getting 4, such that I am getting the answer 1. So is it clear to you all? Right? And that's why you can say that the inverses exist and there is a group. Is it clear to you all? Now Ronak, clear? Is there any doubt, everyone? Okay, so I think all are clear. Now, see, generally we don't write this star 5, but just write star. So now in addition, star is a commutative, right? All of you know that. So here you can say that this Z5 star, the operator is star 5. What is the meaning of it? The multiplicative modulo of 5 is a group, as well as you can say that it is a abelian group. Okay, so now see this Zn star, instead of this star 5, I am writing star, everyone. So where n is a prime and star is a multiplication modulo n is a abelian group. Okay, now see for this Z7 star. So what it includes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now similarly you have to draw the table. Now if you want to check whether it's a group or not. So what is the first property? So all of you know that the closure is satisfied, yes or no? Because if you are performing 1 multiply by 2 mod 7, so what you get? 2, and it belongs to this set, right? So similarly you have to check. So the closure is satisfied. The second, that is which property? That is associative, it is also satisfied. The third, that is identity. So 1 is the identity element, such that you are getting all these elements, right? All of you know that means identity is satisfied and inverse is satisfied. So for 1 inverse, what I am getting? So I am getting the value of this one. So such that for a equals to 1, see I am getting the b is a 1. So such that the identity element 1 I am getting, right? Because all of you know that for multiplicative, the identity element is 1. Similarly, here I can say that for 2, I am getting what? 4, 2 inverse 4. Then 3 inverse 5, such that I am getting 1. 4 inverse, that is 2, such that I am getting 1. 5 inverse, that is 3. And 6 inverse, that is 6, right? So that means all 4 properties are satisfied. And that's why from this table, I can say that it is a group. So similar in exam, see this type of table you have to draw, or you have to explain each and every property, right? Or uh, sorry. So here I can say that this Z5 plus 5 and this Z5 star multiply operator is multiplication modulo 5 and addition modulo 5 are the finite groups. Okay. So is there any doubt in this finite groups? Is it clear to you all? Is there any doubt? Can I explain you the next topic, subgroup? Hello? Is there any doubt in this group, everyone? Okay, so I think all are clear. Now the next topic is order of group G. So if you want to find how many number of elements in a group, so for that, see the order. What is the order of this group? So in this plus 5, how many elements are there? All of you know that. Which elements are there in this plus 5? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the order of group, what it indicating? It indicating the how many number of elements are there. So here the order is what? 5. Similarly, here what is the order? The order is 4. Okay. So it is the number of elements in a group. So order of this group, that is addition modulo 5, that is 5, and order of multiplicative modulo 5, that is 4. Okay. Now next concept is subgroup. So the subgroup of group G, a subset H of a group G is a subgroup of G if H itself is a group with respect to the operation on G. So here the group G, that is here some any operator is there. Okay. So now here some conditions are given. So the T for this, when you can say that these a subgroup, this particular H is a subgroup of group G. So for that, the condition is that what this set must this set is it's not an empty set. And another is, see, whatever the in group and see in group and subgroup, both the case the operator is what the operator must be same. Okay, so then you can say that it is a subgroup of group G. Okay, now this type of question can be asked. So H equals to Zn, and here the operator plus is given, and here also the operator plus is given. Now please reply everyone. Is it a subgroup of group G? Is it a subgroup of group G? Please read this definition and please reply. Is H a subgroup of this Z12 plus? Priyank, abelian group means, see, when you can say the group is a abelian group, so all four property like closer, then see we have seen earlier the closer, then second that is associative, third identity, fourth is inverse. So it include all four property plus one extra property that is commutative. Then you can say that it's a abelian group. Clear, Priyank? And no, Priyank. Plus means, see, if you are writing plus 10, okay, yes, Priyank, you are correct. Okay, so Listen, here you can say that it is not a subgroup. Why? Because the plus in a Zn is a addition modulo 10, while plus in Z12 is a what? Addition modulo 12. And that's why here see the condition is what? The T is not equals to empty set, as well as the condition is the operator must be same. But here it is what? Addition modulo 10, and here it is addition modulo 12. And that's why you can say that the H is not a subgroup of this group. Is it clear, Priyank? And Priyank, your question is correct. What about others? Is it clear? Okay, now see, this is all about subgroup. Okay, now the next topic is cyclic subgroup. Now remember everyone, for Algama crypto system, all this concept, group, subgroup, generator, these concepts are very important for understanding the Algama crypto system. Okay, so the next that is cyclic subgroup. So if a subgroup of a group can be generated using the power of an element, the subgroup is called the cyclic subgroup. So what do you mean by cyclic subgroup? If a subgroup of a group can be generated by using the power of an element, then the subgroup is called the cyclic subgroup. So here power means what? Repeatedly applying the group operation to the element. Okay, so now let's say here the example is given to you, a raised to n. A raised to n means a into a into a into a. How many times? N times. Now see, suppose if I am writing the value n is a 5. And now if it's a plus operation, then what you can say? If it's a plus operation, so the a raised to 5, the meaning of it, that is a plus a plus a, how many times? 5 times. If it's a multiplicative operation, then you have to consider it's a multiplied by a multiplied by a, how many times? 5 times. So in that way you have to consider. Similarly, this rule that you have to remember, a raised to 0, that is equals to e. So now see, if it's a multiplicative operation, then the identity element is a. Identity element is 1, means a raised to 0, whatever the value of a is there, if any power to 0, if any element power to 0 is given, and if it's a multiplicative, then you have to consider its answer is what? It is 1. If it's a positive, if it's an addition, then you have to consider the identity as a 0. Okay, so this concept is very important for asymmetric cryptography. So now see here, this type of question can be asked. Find out the subgroup. Okay, find out the cyclic subgroup. Okay, so this type of question can be asked. So let's say G equals to Z6. Okay, and here the operator addition is given. Okay, so now here in this case you have to consider that any element, see, what do you mean by Z6? All of you know that Zn means, Z6 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the meaning of it? So if you perform 0 raised to 0, means the answer is what? 0. Why? Because here the addition operator is used. 1 raised to 0 means my answer is what? 0. 2 raised to 0, answer is what? 0. Is it clear what I'm trying to say? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me, everyone? Hello? Hello, Priyank? My voice is clear? Now listen, again I repeat, cyclic subgroup means if a subgroup of a group can be generated by using the power of an element. Okay, so the subgroup is known as a cyclic subgroup. Okay, so see, whatever the group is given to you, for each and every element we are performing what? The power. And based on that, you have we have to find the cyclic subgroup. Okay, and power means repeatedly applying the group operation to the element. Okay, so now see, so here you can say that a raised to n means how many times a? N times. So if it's a plus operator, then you have to write what? A raised to 5 means a plus a, how many times? 5 times you have to write. Similarly, it's a multiplication, then 5 times you have to write a. Write a into 5 times you have to write. Okay, so now here one property that you have to remember, that is a raised to 0 equals to e, means what I'm trying to say, if it's a plus operation, right, if it's an addition, then the identity is 0. If it's a multiplication, then its identity is 1. Now Priyank, is it clear? Now is it clear? Right, now see, now through example you can understand. If you want to find the cyclic subgroup, so what you have to do? So here Z6 means, all of you know that Z6 means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this way you can write. Now what is my operation? The operation is plus. Now one by one what you have to do? So first you have to write the cyclic subgroup generated for 0, then 1, then 2. For each and every element you have to find the cyclic subgroup. Okay, so first what you have to do? First you have to find the cyclic subgroup generated by 0. So every time what you have to do, see here the definition is written. So that is, it is generated by using the power of an element. Okay, so first you have to take this element 0. So first you have to perform 0 raised to 0, then 0 raised to 1. In that way, one by one you have to take the power. So 0 raised to 0, all of you know this property, 0 raised to 0. It's a plus operation, so that's why the identity is 0. Now 0 raised to 1 mod 6, so all of you know that it is 0 mod 6 means 0 answer. That's why here the subgroup under this plus operation, here you are getting what? Which value? Because 0 raised to 2, 0 raised to 3, you are getting in each and every case you are getting the 0 answer, right? That's why here you can say that subgroup is 0. Okay, now you have to take next one element. Okay, so now you have to find the cyclic subgroup generated by 1. So similarly you have to take the power. So 1 raised to 0 mod 6. Now I told you that, so that means 1 raised to 0, so that means the answer is what? 0. Now similarly see here, 1 raised to 1 means 1, 1 mod 6, 1. Now 1 power 2, so all of you know that here what you have to do? 1 power 2 means, if it's a plus operation, then what you have to perform? 1 plus 1. Okay, so now here you can say that 1 plus 1 mod 6, so that means you are getting 2. 1 cube mod 6 means 3 times you have to perform the addition of 1. So what you get? 3. Here 4. 1 raised to 5 means you are getting 5. 1 raised to 6 mod 6, then you are getting 0. So now see here, observe pattern everyone. So now when you are performing 1 raised to 7 mod 6, now see here all these 1, 2 after this, now all are repeated. So now where you have to stop? So one by one you have to start from the 0 power, right? Continue how to do this, right? But here after this step, what happened? Now all the values are repeated. So at that time you have to stop. Okay, so now the subgroup generated by 1, that means what you get here? So now which are is unique? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And after that it is repeated. So now I have to stop here. Okay, so continue up to you have to check. Okay, so now, so then after you can stop. So that's why you can say that this is a subgroup generated by 1. Similarly, the cyclic subgroup generated by 2. So what you have to do? 2 raised to power 0 mod 6. What do you get? 0. All of you know that this property, right? See the property, 2 raised to 0, 0. Now similarly, 2 raised to 1 mod 6, 2. 2 raised to 2 mod 6. What is the meaning of 2 raised to 2? Everyone, what is the meaning of 2 raised to 2? Please communicate with me, everyone. Yes, 2 plus 2. So that means 2 plus 2, 4. 4 mod 6, that is 4. Right? Similarly, when I performing 2 raised to 3 mod 6, I am getting 0. Here I am getting 2 and 4. So now see, observe the pattern, everyone. After this, it is repeated. So that's why the subgroup generated by 2, that is 0, 2 and 4. Okay. And now see, for each and every element you have to take. First you have to take 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4 and 5. Each and every element that you have to perform. So now I am taking the cyclic subgroup generated by 3. So what I am getting here? 3 raised to 0. Then I am getting 0. 3 raised to 1, then 3, 3 raised to 2, more 6, then what I am getting 0. So that's why the generated group subgroup, that is what 0, 3. Similarly here, when you observe here, in this case, I am getting what 0, 2 and 4. Okay, after that it is repeated. Okay, similarly the cyclic subgroup generated by 5, then what I am getting. So now see, when you observe here, 5 raised to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, right? So after that it is repeated, and that's why 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is my answer. Okay, so in this way you can solve. If in exam the question like this, find out the cyclic subgroup, then what you have to do. So first of all, whatever the, let's say, Z6 is given to you, first of all write down that thing, and then after, what you have to do, every time you have to perform the power. Explain in next class. Okay, thank you everyone.